Hi, my name is Willan Ziada, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed producer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist. He is incredible. His name, Blak Emoji. For more on Blak Emoji, you can read more about him right below this video, but here right now is a sneak peek at the incredible talent of Blak Emoji.
Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, 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 yeah. I'm always gonna feed you when you're hungry. From midnight till the sun comes up in the morning. Dancing through the passionate sounds of sighs and screams. I only wanna please you, babe. So open like a flower while you're waiting. Deep sea diving down without hesitation. Your flesh is my drug and I'm fixed down on my knees. Simmer deep inside of you. Bare and naked souls on the bed by the door. Bare and naked bodies on the rug of the floor. Anticipating, contemplating passion that's about to take place for the rest of the night and day. Anything you wanna do, you can do that here tonight. Anything you wanna see, I can show you here on sight. Tongues and fingers on your lips. Yes, I promise you this life. Promise you this life. Lust, love, all the above.
Well, hello, Blak Emoji. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing so much better now that I'm speaking with the acclaimed producer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist. And listen, I want to know first and foremost, where did you grow up and when did you realize that you not only had a love of music, but that you were probably going to be a part of it as not just a singer?
Good question. I grew up in South Jersey, an area called Voorhees, New Jersey. It's close to Cherry Hill. I say that so people know, have an idea where it is. So I grew up closer to Philadelphia than New York as a kid. And I don't know. I do know that I would do these little shows in front of my parents and their friends, like when I was 5 or 6 years old, and put on like these little embarrassing shows. I used to sing commercials because, you know, commercial jingles were like the bomb back in the day. So I would just sing these jingles and do
What were your favorites?
oh God, all the Pepsi generation stuff, as I'm dating myself. Oh God, it's so many. I'm kind of blanking out, but
I know, you didn't think I would put you on the spot.
I like that. That's a good question now. I'm just more embarrassed that that's actually what I did.
But you know what I love, Blak? I love the fact that you knew from a very young age, as did your parents and your family, that you had something special. And by the way, speaking of special, 57th Street right now is very special because she never shuts up, but welcome to New York City. But what I love, Blak, is that you obviously were in a family that supported what you did. They didn't poo-poo the little shows of jingles and that you just did the thing from a very early age.
Always supportive. It's really, really interesting. I never had to deal with going to college and having, you know, the talk and having that this thing with the
You
parents.
need to be you need to be a doctor, a lawyer, or something
Right.
stable.
Yeah. My mom was always like, you know, try to do something along with this just so that you're secure. Like, you know, she's
Right.
really smart about it but accepting. I would rehearse in my bedroom and there were times that I would look at the door and my mom would be standing there and she would be there for like a freaking hour just watching me play. And I'm like, what are you doing, Mom? Don't look at me, you know, but like she just loved that I loved music and I was really passionate about it. It was in me as a kid, you know, apparently the story goes that when I was a kid that I cried a lot. That's what she says. And in order to put me to sleep or put me at ease, she would just have to play music, you know, and put on Michael Jackson or something. And then I would do like this and I would fall asleep. Like I needed that to ease my
Well, look, there's obviously something within your bone marrow, within your chemistry, with how you were built from whomever you believe in, higher power, spirit, whatever. But that obviously there was a connection to music that put you at ease. And lo and behold, it is in fact your bliss that you are continuing to pursue. I want to know from an instrumental standpoint, the instruments, well, I know, but I want our audience to know all of the instruments that you play.
Oh goodness. Well, I'm still active on guitar, piano, keyboards or synthesizers, bass, sing. I am an okay drummer. I played flute for many years. I played trumpet. I played F horn. I played saxophone. Not sure how many that is, but
Well, let's call a spade a spade. You are a one-man symphony orchestra.
kind
And
of.
Black, what I also love so much about you is how unapologetic you are with how you've attacked your music and your career. I want to know, obviously these past 18 months have been tough for all humans, especially artists. What were you able to do during these past 18 months that kind of kept you A, sane, but also B, keeping the juices flowing as a creative?
I just made a ton of music, and that was it. Like I was on tour. I was in Paris doing. I was on a solo tour, and I was in Paris. I guess it's like early March, and it was okay. You know, it was still like we knew that something was happening, but it was like whatever. I'm kissing strangers and hugging people and meeting people after the show. By the time I got to London a week later, it started to get a little crazy, and people were like, it's going down. I'm like, okay. And I ended up coming back to New York like right before 45 announced the border was going to close. So I just made it back to New York City, but it was like, what's that racing towards the red light? I made it back home just so I could do nothing. You're just like everybody else. It's like my jobs were taken away, all my production jobs, my mercenary gigs and stuff like that. But I was like, hey, I got internet, which I don't even need to make music, and I have my laptop and I have my instruments, and this gave me the chance to slow down and record more. There are things that I've wanted to do for years and people I've wanted to collaborate with, but I didn't have the time, because it was just like boom, boom, boom. You're running around the clock with, grinding on with your job and your music and all these things. And the pandemic was weird for me because I actually had a good time because I made so much music. I recorded an album in like 3 weeks. Like I was crazy. I just kept recording and recording and recording. The bad part of it was obviously, as soon as I got back, I lost a friend like at the end of March with COVID. So that part was awful because I was losing people left or right, and it was like, what do I do? Just try to be safe, be healthy, take care of yourself, be mindful of others, and do what makes you happy. I have the tools and I have the means to do that in this little bedroom. So that's what I did to just keep me semi-sane through the whole thing.
Well, I think, well, first and foremost, I'm so sorry for the loss of your friend. This has been a trauma for everyone, just to be vulnerable as well. My husband lost his best friend, his best man at our wedding,
I'm so
to
sorry.
COVID shortly thereafter in April. So I know what it's like to live in a trauma, but on the dichotomy other side of it, as an artist, as a director myself, but I performed 25 years professionally. We as artists have always, pandemic or not, have known to investigate the superfluous and somehow make work with little. And and I'm sure, thank God that you have the talents that you have, but also thank God you had the courage, Black, to, as hard as it was, I'm sure at times, to just do what you did best for not only a healing of yourself, but something that now people can hear and listen to that can heal them and help heal them.
Agree. I'm thankful for that. You know, I got some really cool DMs from people and fans and just people around the world I've never met just from doing this one weird semi-instrumental album. You know, it was kind of like it's pandemic time, and it was like I wanted to make music. I just didn't know what to say. I was like, I want to make music, but I don't really want to sing much, you know. But Just to have this thing come out and people say like, wow, this was like a soundtrack for me, and it
Isn't
helped.
it beautiful, by the way? I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No,
I'm feeling such a great, beautiful vibe from you. A beautiful vibe of gratitude, a beautiful vibe of you truly being a vessel of your talent. In the fact that you were able to investigate the fact that there was something just about the instrumental that spoke enough, that was a universal language enough to get to the crux of the emotional something that everyone seems to be going with, no matter what your creed is, where you're at, what your language is.
absolutely. You know, it was like that for me. I mean, there was times when I felt bad, and there's the vocal stuff that got me through. It was like, you know, thank you, Nine Inch Nails, thank you, Prince, thank you, The Cure. And then there's the other instrumental stuff that really put me at ease too. You know, if I feel bad right now, I will put on Boards of Canada. You know, I'll play Arca, I'll play these things, and it puts me at ease. You know, it's the same thing that's happened to me. You know, I've listened to music and people, and they've made me feel better, you know, because you can
Well,
relate.
and how cool now that people can say, I listened to Blak Emoji during the pandemic
I love it.
and
I'm thankful.
made him, and he made me feel great.
That's everything, you know. It's just music is like I don't kind of like passing around a joint, you know. It's just everybody's trying to.
It's a universal joint.
It's
It's
a
a
universal
universal
joint.
joint that we can all connect with around a bonfire called music.
Right, exactly.
Well,
So
listen,
thankful.
I could speak with you forever, my friend, but I want to let our audience know for more on the incredible, incredible Blak Emoji. You can read more about him right below this video. Blak, God bless you, and thank you so much for your time today.
You're awesome, Will. Thank you.